Hello my friends, welcome to Instant Tutoring channel. This is Uncle Misha, and today we have something which I wanted to actually get a while ago. This is industrial endoscope. Essentially it's a camera on a wire. So let's see what it is. I got it from Amazon. I can share my thoughts and findings with you to see if it's any useful and good. Let's open it up, shall we? Alright, so this is a very simplistic box. We have just stuff here. We have USB-C cable. We have, I don't know where these, some kind of bunch of stuff. And we have the user manual. So let's remove the packaging, which is quite simplistic. We'll figure out what is that. Hook, magnet and mirror. Okay, mirror. Okay, so it's probably you have mirror which actually kind of mirrors the camera when you are inserting something. Okay, so this is the device. It's actually bigger than I expected. Did someone already use it? USB reset. Okay. So cable. How long is the cable though? Does it say something? Doesn't say. I guess I have to measure it myself. Okay, let's try to power this up because there isn't. Okay, let's talk about spec first. So what is this? Camera diameter 8mm. So whatever it means, I don't know. I assume this is 8mm. Okay, I'm just curious if this is just camera here is a flexible wire or camera is in the unit and this wire is a optical fiber. But anyways, 170-degree viewer angle, best observation distance, 1.5 inch to 5 inch, 8 LEDs, 4.5 inch touch display, color display, doesn't say touch. It's USB-C charging, which is good. Battery 3.5 hours, battery charging time 3 hours, temperature whatever, camera temperature whatever. 30 mic shutdown power consumption, cable length 1, 5, 10, 2, and 30 meters. What I've got? Let me get the box. Does it say anything on it? It says nothing. It says something about transparency app. This looks like a pretty long cable, probably 2 meters at least. Okay, let's try to power it up. Endoscope. Oh, it's already has some LED lights here by default. Very, very dim LED lights, by the way. There's my hand. Let's see. Okay, so they say observation distance 1.5 inch to 5 inch. So this is probably one of the most important factors for me. So 1.5 inch is a 2.5 plus like 3.5, almost 4 centimeters. So 4 centimeters. Yeah, so this is like a focusing distance. Let's take some text and see how good this thing focusing. Actually, it's not too bad if you see it on the screen. Yeah. That's cool. Okay, now it's getting off focus. Okay, so this obviously lens we won't be able to, is it unscrewable, to change. Okay, so what do we have? 180 degrees. So this means you just flip the image. No, useless. Black and white. It'll be awesome to have also infrared. Make LED brighter or dimmer, I assume. Yes. Like 4 steps only. Yeah. Okay, zoom. There's a zoom. It's just digital zoom probably. Which I don't know why we need that. It has only 2 levels of zoom, 3 levels of zoom. 1, 1.5, and 2. That's it. Is it even 2? That's weird. It's not 2. What is this? Ah, contrast. Okay. Normal reduced, intensified. Normal reduced. Very simple app, guys. That's it. Don't have many options. And probably uses single 18360 battery. Sorry, 18650 battery. Okay, so let me check a few things. First of all, let me check the length of the cable, and let me see how flexible is this cable. Oh, by the way, this LED stuff is kind of getting hot. Shut them down. Alrighty, I just pulled the thing in across my basement, and turned out to be this cable is 5 meters long. It's actually pretty good. It's actually really good. I didn't realize it'd be that good. So I would say it's a bit too stiff for my liking, but maybe it's good because I never actually used this thing as a whatever inspection endoscope. All right. So yeah, it's good. So I will try to, and unfortunately there is no possibility of recording. I just realized that. I thought it would be some sort of SD card, you know, or something, but there is nothing. Okay, so I hope that maybe this port has some kind of data possibility, this data exchange. I'll try to connect it to the computer and see how that's gonna fly. But otherwise, I don't think it is possible to get any data out of it. So yeah, we will power it up, but there is no like any interface. Yeah, there is no like where will be the settings of some sort. I don't know, maybe hold the button. Okay, so this is the charging cable right there. No, yeah, there is not much you can do. Wait, what? Contrast, normal, whatever. Yeah, there is nothing. Nothing in here. Cheapo Endoscope, that's how it called. Okay, so now is the only one thing left is to take it apart. So let's try to do it and see. Oh, you know what? Maybe before we take this thing apart, I'll try to use it on some of the vents. Okay, let me try to do it. I just realized how they're gonna do it. There's no way of doing it because I cannot record anything. I have to think about it. But in the meantime, let's do teardown. I like to take things apart. Shut it down, power off. This thing is super flimsy. Okay, we have all screws out. Let's see the goodies. All right, okay. Yeah, I thought so. 18650. Here we are. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if this is 2000 milliampere hours, but something like that. And here's the camera interface right here. Here's the display. Here's 4-pin probably for a serial communication. Unfortunately, there is no SD card interface. I was kind of hoping that's gonna be there, but no. Interesting that there is a little bit more pins here that I like right here. So there's a 4-pin connector. I'm curious what it is. Let me pull this out. It's not pulling out. Looks like they use the hot snot to kind of secure it in place, but what do we have? They have 12-15 volt here, AV1, ground, LED. Huh. I was kind of expecting that it's gonna be SPI, yada yada, but looks like it's nothing special. It's like only 4-pin grounds, power, and what else? Ground, AV1, and LED. So yeah, very simple. Okay, and it's probably it is shielded, but shield is not connected probably to the ground. There's also the wire, so it looks like it's the core, like the stiffness comes from this steel wire right here. Very interesting. So now we have detached the whole thingy. Okay. Not much really going on here. Okay, let me unscrew a little bit further down the road and see what else, what other goodies they may have here. This is curious. What is this? Oh, it's a speaker which is not existent. Okay, looks like the speaker is here, but there is no speaker. It says T30B, but this is T330M. Obviously there is no Bluetooth or anything. There is some kind of LEDs here, by the way, which are not visible. Aren't they visible? Yeah, maybe visible through this dinky hole. Okay. All screws are out. Let's see. This is the board. This is the display, and on the other side there is not much going on at all. Okay, here we are. So the buttons with Chinese writings, obviously. On, off, V in, T, 1, 2. Yep, that's very simple. There is a whole bunch of reset, clock, HDR, intelligent VDR, some pins. Okay, oh, so this VDD ground SCL is this. So this is I2C interface. Pretty cool, but without hacking the firmware, nothing we can do about it. There is no serial interface. There is some sort of... Okay, what's going on here? There is anything interesting going on underneath? Probably nothing really. Just a sticker. It's a sticker which hiding the board name. Okay, I'm not gonna peel it out. So there is some kind of voltage regulator is totally missing here. Okay, I'm not sure why, but it's totally missing. It's probably voltage regulator for second camera or second something, because clearly it's somewhat connected with this. Yeah, I don't know why we don't need second voltage regulator. So let me see what kind of cheapy we have here, and just I'm gonna take a photo of everything. Okay. Okay, so let's see what kind of display we have here. So this looks like 4.3 inch display, and judging by these numbers right here, it says 4430, 4300JS07V03. Okay. Let me take a photo of this as well. So after quick investigation, I figured out that this display is 4303J, 4.3 inch display with resolution of 400 by 272, 480 by 272 pixels. All right, so yeah, this is pretty simple display. Yeah, it's also says here and also says right here. So this one looks like manufactured in 2024-08-15, so it's not too old of a beast here. So let's put it back on. Let's make this little guy clean. Okay, so yeah, at the end of story we have a unit if you want to need this kind of display, you can just pull it out of here. But this is obviously the LVDS T-Con interface, which, I mean, not trivial to work with, but if you're bored, or whatever unit you want to, development board you want to play with, have something like that, that would cut it, that would work. All right. So, but the most important part is this gentleman right here. So this gentleman is AMT430A. What it is a video display controller. It's kind of hilarious what they've done. I thought at first that this is like microcontroller. It does, like, you know, talk to digital camera and stuff like that. So it turned out to be everything is so much more simpler. So what it is, this guy is a display controller. So one side it has this T-Con connector which connect to your TFT board. On the other side, attention, it has 3 analog inputs, and this camera right here is a stupid analog camera. So the whole contraption, this little dinky analog camera, is right here and outputs analog. You hear me? Analog signal, which digitized by this guy. Hence, it has 9-bit AD. You got it? So if someone's saying this thing is like HD, this is a joke. This thing is a joke. So it's not HD. Okay, so this thing nowhere near HD. It's an analog camera. Of course, you can digitize analog signal and get whatever you want out of it. But what's important here is the sensor. And this sensor, I don't think it is HD. And HD is probably 1280 by 720, not 1080p. All right. Okay. So, but nevertheless, this thing works. Nevertheless, it works. So I think there is nothing else we can talk. Well, there is something else. So this little guy is a off-chip serial memory. That's okay. And this little guy over here is also familiar for us. It's a LiPo charger 4056. Everyone knows about this guy. So there is nothing really fancy here. There is 2 voltage regulator here, a 5 volt and 3.3 volt for microcontroller, and that's it. There's 2 more, but I think those are not voltage regulator. These are LED drivers. Yeah, okay, so they are connected, go straight to LEDs here, because that should output the pulse width modulated signal to drive those LEDs, and for that you need a driver, like a transistor, or at least, or something like that. Okay, so this is driver. I'm gonna take a close-up shots to make sure this is exactly what it is, but this is my guess. So I think it's time to put this back together, and a little bit not what I expected, but still, it's okay. It's okay for the price. I think it's gonna do. Okay, so I'm putting this back in one piece. Well, positive is that at least they use exactly the same screws everywhere, so I don't have to like hunt and to understand what screw go where. So it's just exactly the same screw everywhere you look. So you just pick the screw and plop it in. Don't even bother testing the capacity of this guy. By the way, it has protection circuit, looks like here. So essentially treat this thing as the portable display, okay? So analog, it's like your computer display. You can essentially over here, you can attach any analog camera to display signal right here. Very, very simplistic. And any analog source. It can be actually, kind of, if you think about it, this can be a monitor of your VCR or anything analog. Technically, you can even input interface, like put in here input from your console. Yeah, and it can actually play as a you know, just play your console right here, just show the stuff. It's gonna be looking weird, of course, but yeah, I'm gonna definitely try it with one of my VCRs. I have sitting around. It'll be kind of interesting, how to say, interesting project. Yeah, I'm not sure how much the display alone cost. It's like, yeah, I need to do a cost breakdown because it's going to be interesting to just see if that makes sense just to buy this thing just for the display. Okay, so these guys are all in, right? Cool. So let's now some more screws. We just connect the battery. I'll connect battery. Oh, connect it right now. Okay, let's connect camera. Now it's not gonna be the okay, just like so. So camera and this and the battery is connected. Let's just double test it, double check it if it's working. Endoscope. But yeah, so clearly there is some kind of, okay, this LED is up. That's kind of me. You can see me now. So yeah, some little screws right here. I'm curious if you can use this as an inspection camera for like cassette tape decks and stuff. Yeah, like I don't believe this thing has any remote resolution to HD, even 720p. No freaking way. No freaking way. Plus, obviously, you cannot record. You cannot record because this thing is not recording. It's just like displaying. It's not storing anything. It's just passing signal from here through processor to the screen. That's it. It's just like imagine like this is like a video camera. You know, like your old school, you know, DV or Hi8 or VHS camera. Like, you know, this floppy, the flipping screen, this is what it is. That just takes signal from the sensor, send it to the screen. Done. No recording. For recording, you need way more than that. So, okay, I'm gonna put those screws back. Okay, we have put this beast together. I just wanna try some of these kind of contraptions here. Especially the mirror one. I'm just curious how this mirror works. Alright, so magnetic, there is a magnetic one, okay. Whoa, it's all kind of intertwined here. So this is magnets probably to fetch things, you know, you drop something into the sewer, you can just fetch it with this. This is actually pretty good. I'm not sure why they have these fixers, what the hell that's supposed to really mean. Okay, I see. Can I fix something, so this works like this, probably. Like this, clons, and it stays around here, and then you can unclone it. Then you take your hook, you need to, for example, hook something which is not magnetic. You can just use the hook, you know, like, it's pretty cool. Here you see the hook. Very nice. That's handy. Sometimes that's the only way to fetch something. And the mirror, let's see how mirror gonna look like. That's the mirror. Yeah, well, it sort of works if I remove this plasticky thing. Like this protection, it's gonna be working. It's actually working right now. That's not bad. Right, so that's pretty primitive, I would say, camera, endoscope camera. I expected a little bit more advanced stuff, but like for $30 I paid for it, I think it's alright. I need to see how much the display alone cost, but you know, obviously without display controller, the thing would be hard to use unless you have direct LVDS T-Con interface. Alright, I think that's gonna be it. I don't have anything else to say about it. Do I recommend it? I don't know yet. You know, guys, just watch this review and make conclusion for your own. At the moment, I would say I would not recommend it because it's very, very simplistic and there is no possibility to record. That's sometimes it's a big deal. For example, if you won't be using your cell phone, you know, like I don't even know if it's even possible. Let's see how crappy it's gonna look like. It's kind of doable. It's doable, but like it's gonna look like shit. But anyways, it's doable. But it's super not comfortable, and to come up with some kind of solution like an interface to do so will be probably hard. There is, as I mentioned before, there is a I2C interface. Like I don't know, maybe this thing outputs something on that I2C and you can actually talk to it. Looks like it's the only way, but again, and external firmware chip is good too because you can actually read the firmware out of it and see if you can tweak it. But like this is like Chinesium stuff, right? So to finding assembly instructions for this thing, good luck with that. And yeah, and to program it, who knows what kind of language? Like it's not like it's ARM. What kind of instruction set? Is it like RISC ARM? You know. ARMv7, ARM64, whatever, who knows? Well, obviously not x86. Yeah, we don't know. So this will remain mystery. But to inspect like my own vents, I think it's gonna work. To see how dirty vents are, to fetch something from the sewer, from the pipe, or from whatever, it probably work, or from some kind of ventilation shaft. You know, so I'm probably gonna keep it around anyways before I find any better product. So yeah, I'll be neutral about it, okay? I'm not sure if it's good or bad before I actually use it properly. And I will actually, just for this video, I will try to go into the vent and see how it looks like. Let's see. Yeah, this is what you're gonna see all the time pretty much. This thing is actually useless. Because this thing is actually hugs the corner or sits on the one side of the pipe and you see pretty much nothing. Let me turn off the light. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty much useless. You see just one side of the bright thing and that's pretty much it. And it's all very hard to operate one hand, you see? And also it's well, alright. After fiddling for a bit and you saw this horrible video of mine that I tried to fiddle with it, I don't even know if it's actually any useful. Yeah, I'll try more, but it's very hard to control this thing beyond like few feet from the opening. It's almost impossible. You always see the wall and that's it. So either I come up with some kind of bumper that always shrouds, like sits right here and keep it from the wall if you want to do it in the vent. But if it's something narrow, it's not gonna help. So essentially you need like a little donut which sits here and keep it away from the wall. Yeah, that's the only possible way of using it. It's crazy. Alright, I will keep using it and see how that's gonna work, but so far it's very, very hard to work and very fiddly, especially when you try to film in the same time. Yeah, this stiff cable is completely out of control. You just can push it, but you cannot control it. Like you can just push, but where it goes, it's absolutely up to him, not you, whatever. Yeah. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna wrap up for now. So I will probably issue another video or release another video when I'm gonna say my final conclusion, but so far I'm about it. So maybe, yeah, that's why it's so cheap, because it's so crap. Okay guys, yeah, that's gonna be it. Please subscribe, stay tuned, like, comment, I'll be happy to hear from you. Stay safe, and ciao.